Hey, good morning, my lovely friends. You've got me for a little bit, but more importantly, we've got the lovely Mel demonstrating all this. So, good morning, how are you, Mel?
Good morning, I'm good. Thank you.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
Bushy-tailed and bright. And
Absolutely.
What
Ready
show
to
have
go.
we got today?
Oh, we've got some fabulous deals for you today. And I'm going to demonstrate using some Cajun's products too, and embossing powders and dyes and all sorts of lovely, lovely stuff. So we're going to have a lovely hour. So sit back with your cup of tea, put your feet up.
Yep.
And then Lou's going to tell you where to watch us and how to shop, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can watch us on a big screen, which is always better, on YouTube, and you can watch on Insta and Facebook and our website. So get yourself comfy, get your drink, and then as the products come on, I'll say a code, shop with a code. What you do is put that into the comments on whatever you're watching on, and then that will send a little message, it triggers a lot of messages off. You don't worry about them. You just click on the message in your link on whatever social media you're on. That takes you to our website, and that means that it's in your basket, but you have to put the word shop and then the code to get. However, before you check out, this is really important, there's lots of benefits on the Highlight Crafts as the club members. So join us first, then check out, because you get lots of benefits. I'm not going to go into that because I want to get on with this. So we've got lots of things on here, and I went through this with Mel. Do you know, I'm learning so much. It's a huge learning. When I'm over there, I'll just in my own little world. But this, I've got to give you facts and figures. And when I'm here and I'm looking through and I'm thinking, that's bananas, because you're actually cutting it down to what it is. So I'm going to go through it. Mel's going to demo, and I'd like to say hello to all those people that are saying hello to us. Thank you so much for being part of this, and I hope we get lots more. So, Mel, should we go on to the first one now?
Let's start.
I've got.
Go on, get you. She's got a little note.
I do my homework.
We all do it differently as well, don't we?
Yeah,
so we all have our way of doing it. So she's done her homework.
The thing
this
is,
morning.
I've learned so much from you, because we learn. We all do it differently, and it's good to absorb what you need for your style. And when you were telling me about this, I was like, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's introduce the first one.
The first one is called, are you ready? Bliss. Now, you're getting all 6 sets of dies. That's easily said. Oh yeah, you're getting 6. You're getting a tag, you're getting washi tape, you're getting a pocket, you're getting the leaves, the butterflies and the ferns. Oh yeah, and you get the reflections. No, let me tell you, I've got it all written down. In this bundle, you get 32 die cuts. Now, you work that out for the price. So it's code shop bliss. You ready? $19.99. So that's about 50p.
No. Yeah,
50p a die. No, it's less.
32, 300. Yeah, 62 pence a die.
62 pence a die. Now I'm doing my darts, sort of adding up, so it'll be a bit off. Yeah, I like to cheat when I'm darts. So just think, all these dies. So it's 6 sets, but all those over 60 die cuts. Now they all mix and match. This is a great mixed media show, but it's also a great card making, scrapbooking, and journaling show.
Absolutely. So if you're into your journals, excuse me, your art journals, if you like doing mixed media, this is a great one. If you love making cards and you want something a little bit different, it's fabulous for that as well. So I'm just going to turn a few of these around for you so you can see the size of these tags. So you're getting a full set of nested tags. Now they do have, if you look at the front, little snip points. So you can actually create frames with them if you want to, as well as using them as solids. It gives you that other decorative edge. So you're getting all those dies in there. Then you've got your little like washi tape, if you like. And there's even artwork for this. So when you cut it out, if you've ever opened an old photograph album that's been put in with sellotape and all the acid is eating away at that sellotape and it's gone yellow, that's the look and feel that you get. So if you're scrapbooking, that's brilliant. I know Amanda loves these for her art journaling. You've then got your little pockets, which are super, and they've got that faux stitch around the outside edge, so it looks like a pocket. You could cut it out of fabric if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
Then you've also go down here and we go to your larger stem flowers. So you're getting lots in there as well, again, with the coordinating artwork. You get 3 lovely butterflies, and you don't have to use the artwork. You can just do these in whatever works with your project. So if this is about you getting a really good deal, putting a spin on it. And then you've also got our Swift ones, which are our little sprigs.
These are so
you've got
useful.
these here, your botanicals. These are your fillers. So if you imagine you're making a basket of flowers and you've got all your main flowers in, you then fill in with things like baby's breath and statice and all your fillers. Those are your fillers. So to get all of these, 32 dies, 62 pence a die.
Yep, 19.99.
19.99.
32 cups and yeah, 27 dies. That's a good point to make, so you just understand.
Yes.
But we was talking about this. We could put our posy in our pocket.
Absolutely.
So the code is shop bliss, and it's 19.99. It's wonderful. And do you know what? You better. We're going fast here. We've got 10% going already.
10%'s
We've got another die set on here, and
we have.
And again,
I love this.
This is amazing. We've not got many of these.
No, we haven't.
You know. So what we need to do is we need to hurry up and get it done. But this is me. All this is me. All of it. I want it all. I've got my book ready to buy it all.
Come here, you.
Oh, I do love you. Oh, I do love you. Why?
Because you're just you.
I can't help it.
I just love you.
Right. So let me go through it. We've got a balloon, but it could be a light bulb. I know it sounds daft, but light bulb. Oh! And we've also got these wonderful cogs. You know these cogs? They all fit on each other.
Hey there.
And they go inside each other, but they're also die cuts like, you know, what layers.
Hello.
So this one, I'll turn them round, is a mixed media clock. I didn't hear anything.
No, I need to explain this because this
on.
is hilarious. So Andrew is producing today from home. So we have these little headphones in that are attached to my phone, but I forgot to take my phone off silent. So I took it off silent, put it back on. So that's my ringtone.
Oh, right.
And then Andrew had to ring me back because we're disconnected.
Oh, I see.
Technology is a wonderful thing when it works, right? So you just heard my ringtone. I was hearing pings, emails coming in, all sorts going on.
So,
Slick.
that's... did you see me try to carry on like...
was very professional.
Nothing's happening there.
Very professional there, Lou.
So,
good job.
I'm going to... Well, no, I've learnt off best, haven't I? So I'll... Oh, we better... Right, we've only got 20%.
I know, but I want a demo with these.
Right, come on then. Right, we've got a balloon with the die cut. Die cuts are useful on their own. We've got the huge die cut cogs, amazing as layering and mats. We've got the clock, which you can add a clock to, a clock face mixed media, and that's wonderful because you've got cogs and stuff on it. And I'm going to go down. Right, we've got the flower, that then you could make this into a vintage feel.
Yep.
And then we've got the zip. It's great because you can actually use it. I love that because you can open a canvas with it. You can make it look like faux pockets.
Yep.
And then the last one is another butterfly. But a butterfly is beautiful. Look at this. You can't have enough of these.
It's got the keys as the body, hasn't it? So you get the detail and the outside edge
Harry
die.
Potter.
Harry Potter.
It's Harry Potter to me. Other things are available, but I don't have to say that. But yeah, so we haven't got many. They're going fast. We need to get on because Mel wants to do it.
Yeah,
so this is shop time.
Right.
Makes sense.
Next one. Now, these are our embossing powders that we worked in conjunction with Wow. And Wow, in my opinion, are the best in the industry.
Totally agree.
For doing powders. These are super, super, super fine. I'm going to show you the regular technique, if you like, of using it with a sticky ink, and then I'm going to show you different techniques with this as well. So you're going to get, instead of getting one of each for the price we're bringing it to you at, you're getting two. So you get 2 rose gold, 2 regular gold, 2 copper, and 2 silver, and they're each 20 ml. So you've got 160 ml of embossing powder. Now these will go a long, long way.
Yep.
And we've done the technique before when we used to do it in the melt pot, and you melted it and you poured it out and you stamped into it. You can do that with these. But what's lovely about this is the quality of them. So if you've got a really detailed stamp, you use a sticky ink. With this, it will pick up every little last bit of detail, which is fabulous. So you're going to get two of each colour. I'm going to show you 3 different ways of using them, which is super cool. But these are a deal today. And it's one of those things where you think about the price and you're like, but the little pots, but a little goes a long, long way. I am obsessed with embossing powders. I have been since I first saw it. That's actually what made me go into papercraft. I went up to a show in Harrogate and I saw a demonstrator there, and she had a stamp, a sticky ink, embossing powder and a heat gun, and I watched her for an hour and a half. I was one of those people that doesn't move away. I just stood there and watched her, and she went, "Are you all right?" I went, "I need everything, please."
Alchemy.
Honestly, and it's magic.
It was that's it. I did the same thing. I watched somebody, I was like, whoa. But we're going to, Mel's going to ignite some maybe old ones, but some new ideas with this.
Absolutely. And I want to know, what first got you into crafting,
Yes,
please?
please.
Let's start a conversation this morning.
Absolutely.
All right,
The code for this, you need to be sort of putting the code shop melt, and these are $29.99. But think of all that, it's 20 mil in each one, so you're getting double.
Absolutely.
And the colours are polished. And hi to everybody. There's loads of people watching us, you know. So everybody, but I'm going to go even quicker because we need Mel to demonstrate so you can see what all this is about. We've got these paints which are stunning. We've got Code Vintage. Now, I am not okay with all paint, so I need a little bit of education. David came in and told me about these. These are a wonderful super matte finish. They're like a bisque. Now, if you don't know what that means, it's like when you've put pottery or you see terracotta, but this doesn't rub off. It's like a translucent powder finish. It's beautiful, and the colours you get absolutely go with all the time in the vintage.
Absolutely.
You need them, and you need the next one as well. So that is shop vintage.
I'm just going to talk to you a little bit more
Please
about
do.
this. So we've got your purple, your mulberry purple.
Yep, I've got these here.
Love that colour. So this is a super matte finish. It's like pre-fired pottery.
Absolutely,
that look.
that bisque,
You can mix them with gesso if you want to lighten them. You could mix it with a little bit of black if you wanted to darken it slightly, or if you mixed it with grey, you'd get even more of a vintage look. You're getting 4 120ml bottles. They will go on any paintable surface. They'll even go on fabric, but not washable on fabric, but it still has that flexibility. So as David was saying, if you've got like scatter cushions that you don't necessarily wash, then this is a brilliant paint. I love this. It's so matte, but it's not chalky.
Yeah.
It's different to a chalk finish, and it's a really thick consistency. It's like the consistency of clotted cream rather than single cream.
Great
all right?
analogy, that.
So you're getting your mulberry purple, you're getting your cacao, which is a beautiful chocolate brown. I mean, that's really rich.
That's Pantone.
Yes.
Pantone colour for this year is that colour.
So you've got that one. Then you've also got your Ashy Rose, which is one of David's favourites. This is his favourite collection.
Classy that.
And you've also got your Purple Lilac, which is a very soft, gentle, almost like a lavender colour, very soft lavender colour. So each one of those is 120ml, so you're getting 480ml, almost half a litre, and we've got it on half-price deal. When it's gone, that's it.
Shop Vintage, are you ready? $12.99.
Magic, right?
3, 6, 9, 12. It's just, that's huge amount, because don't forget other pots are a lot smaller. That's a whopper duper.
Lovely.
$12.99, and it's shop vintage. But we're going to do the gesso, and I use this gesso all the time, I must admit. I adore it, and I never get enough, and I like the way it's in a pot, so that when I open it, I'm not going to get wastage if I don't use it for that pot can be resealed with the silver, not sealed properly, it goes back over, but it mixes with this, it mixes with the other paint, and you've got a really beautiful chalk Carrara marble finish, and that's what you need in a good gesso. You need that Carrara marble, which is what should be a gesso. So gels, so it sort of adheres to the surface, but it also adheres to the paint. Now that is Code Gesso, right? And that is $11.99. So that and that, wait till you see what Mel does.
So the gesso was the first product that we used when I went over to Cadence pre-lockdown. And we did the training for 3 days, and it was absolutely amazing. Wow. And the first thing we did, we got a big, you'll have heard this story before, but a big circle of MDF, and we base coated it with gesso. And I used the cut and use foam, and I went like that all the way down this big circle, and it covered perfectly. And Stephanie said to me at night, what are your favourite products? I said, well, first of all, the foam. And she went, seriously?
No.
All the stuff you've used today, that's your favourite? I said, and the gesso is amazing. So we've got the 2 of them, black and white, which means you can make tints, tones and shades from all your different colours. So if that's your pure colour, and you add white to it, you'll get a lighter shade. If you add black to it, you'll get a darker shade. And if you add grey, it will knock the colour back. So it makes it more vintage. Cool. So you've got all the opportunities within those 2 products, those 2 sets of products, to be able to create all those different tints, tones and shades, which is fabulous. And to get them both together at that price is a great price, because it's a brilliant gesso. If you've never tried it, you can even paste through a stencil with it.
Absolutely.
It's that good.
Yeah, and it has so many uses with other mediums as well. I've used it with paste and gels and mixed media, you name it. But Mel's going to show you and ignite you. You're your inspiration. Shall we do this before we go to demo?
Oh, absolutely. We've got another few items to get through. So Yesterday I went into the warehouse and I picked out these 4 sets of stamps from Vintage Ink and the USB. So I'm going to talk to you about the stamps first of all. So these are currently in the outlet, and for all 4 they're £25.50. If you shop them today, you're going to get all 4 sets and the USB for £21.99. Which is a crazy, crazy value. How many stamps did we work out?
We worked out that there was 45
stamps.
And the USB. Now, when I was writing my little doofus here, I was thinking it was just £21.99 for the USB, which I would have been happy to pay.
Right.
But not when I got this as well. And then I said, but what have you got on it? And then Mel said, we've got rice papers. And I love USBs because there's no waste. You need what you need. The shop's always open. And you can put it on any surface that goes through your printer. But this is an absolute beautiful set of stamps to go with this. So this is code stamps, okay? And you get all 4. That's a ridiculous price.
Shop stamp will get that in your basket.
£21.99.
Let me show you what's on the USB. Oh, here we go again. My earplugs keep coming out.
So these are some of the images, right? And Mel will go, oh, I love that paper as well.
Right,
and then Mel will go through this.
Honestly, every time, because this keeps coming out my ear.
Shove it in.
I know, but I can't because then it cuts Andrew off.
I know, because you tap it. Grab the old...
a different side. Honestly, my ears over the years.
Grab the angle.
Anyway.
Right.
Right, so first of all, you're going to get 20 pre-designed rice paper style papers. Now, you can print these on vellum, you can print them on acetate, you can print them on regular cardstock, you can print them on fabric if you've got a printable fabric. It doesn't have to be rice paper. No. Just because that's what we do here doesn't mean that you have to do that at home, but they are lovely on rice paper. So those glass plates that David brings you, the glass jars, all the things that he brings you in the Cajun shows, this is going to be lovely, and it's a beautiful collection. And this is just 2 of them printed out for you. So I printed a couple of them out. This is just on our regular pure print, and you get this fabulous clarity of colour. And the designer who designed this is actually coming back to work for us, Sam. Which we're all super excited about. There's going to be a fight between me and David who gets to him first.
I'm just thinking those Bliss ones, code Bliss.
There you go.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
So those are a couple of those. Then we've colour picked.
What?
We've got, how many have we got? We've got 36. So you've got 36 colours that have been picked so that everything coordinates together. So now, instead of going rummaging through your card and going, oh, that pink I'll have to do because I haven't got a blue pink, I'll have to use a yellow pink, an orange pink, then what am I going to do? You've got everything that you need, and you can print what you want, when you want, and how much of it that you want. So you're not storing it all. And then you go into your really deep, rich cerises and into your mulberry colours, and then into this really deep, dark orchid colour. It's lovely.
Absolutely.
Then you've also got your topper sheets here, so you can print these off, cut them out, which is fabulous. So you've got all your ephemera on here. You've got your flower heads, you've got your notes, you've got your envelopes, you've got your little pieces of corrugated paper, you've got torn paper, you've got paper with manuscript on, paper with text on, all of these different things that you've got on here. Then you also go into your, these are what we call our backgrounds, right? Our textured backgrounds. Look how fabulous these are. Now, this is where you can start to create your own layers. So a piece of white card is quite scary. It's quite daunting. It can be until you get used to it. And then you sit there and you go, right, where do I start with a white blank space? Sometimes that can just send your crafty mojo running down the street screaming.
You get up and go away, don't you?
So what we've done is given you the beginning. There's probably 3 to 4 layers built on top of each other.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but
it's all right.
Going fast.
You've got to do what you've got to do, Lily.
We're selling this fast, and that includes that. So don't forget you've got a proper deal. It's £21.99, and don't forget it's code stamp.
So you've then got another sheet of this. We've got less than 2 handfuls left. You've also got sentiments in here as well. Then you've also got your topper sheets. So all of this and 4 sets of stamps, £21.99.
Am I right in thinking that this goes with, can it go in Microsoft Studio?
Yes. So Microsoft Studio uses what, Andrew?
So
PDFs or JPEGs. Right, so what you'll need to do with this is go online and search PDF to JPEG converter. There's a free one on there. Wow. So you can then send all of these into Microsoft Studio and start to manipulate them.
Oh, that is code stamps with an S, $21.99. It's cheaper than the outlet, and I didn't think you could do that actually. So,
Do you want to go through these while I get ready to demo?
please,
Is
if you
that all
don't
right?
mind,
No, I
just
don't
give
mind.
Mel a second. Now, you think, oh, what is all this about? Now, I cannot tell you how much use these have for me. I use them. This is my cross stitch. I use it for mapping out all my designs, and I've got my book to show you. I do everything with this. This paper is absolutely essential to me. I can draw on it. I want to make something a little bit bigger. I can put a couple of sheets of this underneath my glass mat, and I can start to size things up. I can use it to make a pattern. You can put things together like put this and make an actual pattern with it. So to me, this isn't enough. I'd have to have 2 of these. And this has got file, so you can put it in your file. But don't forget, you've got, this equates to these. So if you want this smaller, you can use that on that. So we're going to get, how many? 500 in this. 500 sheets. This is unpunched. That's really good, because if you don't want to punch it or make stuff with it, you don't have those holes to cover. But you punch in anyway if you want. And this is 500 of punch. So these are really useful for your journaling.
And they're separate items.
Oh yeah, separate items.
This is your graph paper. This is your squared paper.
Yes.
So let's give them the codes.
Right,
and then
codes. I've wrote them down here.
Good girl.
Because they were really, really busy. They come
together?
Yeah, I thought they did.
Wow. Okay, it's all in the prep, Melanie.
Right, I didn't think we were going to get to this. So this is paper, code paper. This is ridiculous, right? $6.99.
1,000 sheets. Did you get 500 in each, right?
Yep. But let me show you. Seriously,
that's
I
mad.
don't want you to think I'm just blurbing all this. I have to use, now this is dots so I don't see it on the computer, but I have to use these. And honestly, don't want to show you all my rubbish, but this is how I do it. I have to put it on here. This is a must for everybody, for students, for kids, for GCSE students, for mapping out, planning. All my stitching all gets planned on this. 1,000 sheets for $6.99.
That's
code paper. Get it in your basket. 1,000. I thought I'd happily pay $6.99 for one, and I have paid more.
Right.
But before any more, let's go to Mel, because Mel is going to show you some alchemy. And I cannot wait to see this. Go on, Mel. Go, Mel.
Right,
Go.
I'm really excited about this. So this is the
Can I
gesso.
stand in it?
You can. This is the gesso. Look at that. Look how thick that gesso is. It's creamy, it's luscious, and it's jet black. Look, so look at this. All I do is get a piece of the cut and use foam, go in and create like a ski slope, and then pick up the paint, because then I'm not wasting any. And then watch. How fabulous is that?
Now, you don't need another coat on that.
Absolutely
you can do
not.
if you want, but
Look.
look at that.
Right the way down to the bottom, and then you just go in and fill in the bits that you've missed. That's why I love this gesso. Look at this. Look at the quality of this paint.
Look how, can we see how far you
so
go with that?
pigmented. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Look at this.
preemptive.
No, it's all right. And then you can scrub it. Look, just scrub it in. Because what happens with this foam is it doesn't drink the paint. It keeps it on the surface. So let's keep going, see where we get to.
You know, when you're doing it like this,
Yep.
it's a really good way of learning, so you don't pile on the gesso.
Right.
Because then what happens, you'll get wet spots and it'll mix with your paint.
Correct.
This dries in minutes.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's really important that you get a good key. This gives you an amazing key. Look how little you need.
Look.
That pot will go on and on and on.
It
but
will.
you can then make it as a paint if you wish. But the matte finish is beautiful. This does not have, I've never seen it with me, brush strokes or anything like that unless I've not put enough on. All around the edge, look, all done. It's great for edging your cards.
Look at that. Look
this
at that.
is,
Whee!
you know, your card or your cardstock or your layers that we're going to use. Quick wipe round that. Absolutely all done. Absolutely brilliant.
Just grab
all
my
done.
earpiece where I've lost it. It's falling out my ear.
Get it in there.
Oh, honestly. Drives
right,
me mad,
so
this.
all you need to do is remember that it's a little trick here.
Is there?
If you want to tighten up your canvas, give it a little bit of a paint on inside with water,
Oh.
completely tightens it up.
Oh, that's a good tip.
So that, but this doesn't really need it. Look, it's great canvas.
And this, can I just say, and she'll hate me for this, but this is from the lady who marbled some of the big pillars in the Trafford Centre.
Oh, I did, yeah.
So she knows all about a paint, this one.
Absolutely, but yeah, and I know a good paint. And you know, I always used to say, quality, you get what you pay for. But I have to eat my words with this. Because at that price, I would expect it wouldn't do this, and it does do it.
Does. Right, so
no marks.
when we put this show together, I didn't have any ink. All right, so I was like, okay, so what am I going to do about, what am I going to use my embossing powders with? You can use your embossing powders with gesso, which is fabulous. So I'm just going to give this a dry off because we're going to go in now with white. So we're going to blast off this colour. I'm not worried about it not being perfect, like a solid black matte, because we're going to build this.
It's a background
vintage piece.
for a reason, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we've got this. Now this is 12 inch by, I want to say,
it's larger than
9 inch canvas. All right, so that little bit of gesso covered that whole thing. Right, we're going to go into white gesso now. We're going to use this in a completely different way.
Okay.
So I'm going to take another piece of my cut and use foam and just need a small piece, and I'm just going to use some of this to get myself. Oh, it's brilliant. Honestly,
you gave me my first piece.
I cannot praise this product enough. So we're going to pick it up again like the ski slope, and we're just going to pounce it out like that, so you get a nice thin layer. All right, and then I'm just going to put a little bit more down here, like that.
On the stamps and mixed media and rice papers.
So what I'm going to do now is come in with one of the stamps, and we're going to use this faux crackle stamp. Okay.
Yes. Hey,
so I'm going to peel this off. Now these are a polymer stamp. They're sticky. That means that they've already been exposed to high light. So they will go yellow over time, because what happens with this, especially with ink, is it takes the ink into the polymer, holds it there until you press it down, and then it releases it. With an acrylic, the ink sits on the top, which is why sometimes you get a bit of a patchy finish.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's why.
See what I mean? Every day.
Oh, I can't be doing with this. It's driving me mad now. Right, so got funny little ears.
She's got lovely
Look,
ears.
I can't do
They're
it.
like little rice, little rosebuds.
They're not, the big ears.
Oh, are they?
But the hole inside them is on it, little. Anyway, right, so I'm going to pick this up and going to use it with my hand. See, I've got to cut Andrew off again.
So it's a real interesting way of doing it.
I'm going to press this down like that, and I'm going to pick up some of this gesso, and then we're just going to go in and we're just going to do this.
Oh, look at that.
We're going to go right the way across. Now, even on a stretch canvas, not a canvas board, it's still giving me that ability to just be able to stamp it here and there. And every time you do it, it'll be slightly different. And just go random and just place that down. That will then go, well, a baby wipe or one of the wet wipes that we were selling the other day will absolutely clean that off.
So this stamp is from the Time.
It's from
Code
this,
Time.
This set here.
Oh, sorry,
no.
Code Stamp.
Yep.
And it's $21.99 with the USB, but this is just one use for it.
So that cleans that bit up. Let me blue roll. So just clean that stamp up. I will wash that properly afterwards.
Yeah, you do need to.
Absolutely.
Because gesso's made to stick. So.
And then I'm going to wipe this off. So clean up, get that out of the way, and then we're ready to go with your next one. That's the best thing that's the best advice I can give you when you do mixed media. If you don't like messy crafting, clean up as you go along.
Yeah.
Because it does help, okay? Right, so I'm going to have to take this out, Andrew.
I'll carry on.
I'm going to have to leave it out. I can't even concentrate with that in. It's driving me mad.
So,
right.
We're going to do experiments now, aren't we?
We are going to do experiments now. So that's going to go over there. And I've got one that's dry that I did yesterday. So you can see now how that's just completely dry, ready to go. It's a little bit patchy here and there because I wanted it to be.
Exactly.
Because we're going to do like a shabby chic distress. But we're also going to use gesso on grey board. So these are the dies that come with Tinkering with Time, the cogs. David designed these, and if you put a split pin through the middle, you can actually make them work as clockwork pieces, right? But we're going to do something different. So I'm going to go back to my black gesso. In fact, I've probably still got enough on here, but I want plenty on this time because I'm going to pour embossing powders on top of it.
So this code is Shop Time, and you get the dies, and don't forget with 65 die cuts in that. So don't forget embossing powders. Oh, do you know, I'm sorry to say this, but we're getting limited stock.
On what?
On the time stamps. Shop Time is getting limited, so
We're going to keep using it because that's what I've done my demo with, so you'll get to see it. Right, so can you see now I'm pouncing it and I'm creating a thicker layer because I don't have a sticky ink on the show.
Luscious.
I'm going to use my gesso instead, right? So there's always a reason. There's always a way around it, right? And I love it because I'll be honest with you, I looked at the show and I was like, okay, but I've got embossing powders and I haven't got any ink. So I thought, right, what am I going to do? And sometimes when you limit yourself to products, you become more creative because you have to be. And I quite like doing that. I remember, this will make you laugh, used to do on Create and Craft, well, on Ideal World, we used to do what they called well, it wasn't a one-day special. Today, no, it wasn't a TSV. What was it? Pick of the day. That's what it was. It was a pick of the day. And it started at 9 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. And we did 11 live hours, finishing at 7 o'clock on the Wednesday.
I used to be glued to
Right. It. And I remember one Friday, the buyer, Sam, rang me and he went, "Can you do a pick of the day on Tuesday?" And I was like, "Yeah, with what?" He said, "I'll send you the product out." I said, "I can, as long as I get the product by tomorrow morning, because I need to prep it." Yeah. Well, Saturday came and went. Sunday, obviously, no mail. I'm sorry, Andrew, I'm going to have to take this out. No mail, so that happened. Monday afternoon, the postman came up with a little tiny box, and I thought, what on earth is this?
I've got to say it's sold out now, but carry on with this. But we can also use the
Well, we're just
the embossing powders.
I'm using embossing powders. I'm using the paints. It's fine.
Of course we are.
So he comes up with the drive, and I had 5 circle punches and 5 scallop circle punches for 11 live hours of TV. I had to get really creative. We were making flowers, we were making clown heads, we were doing all sorts of different things. So all I'm doing now is just pouring this powder onto here and then just knock off any excess. Get yourself a little pot and save that back into your pot. Okay, so we're not going to throw that away. We're going to use that later on for something else. So that can go over there for now. And then what we're going to do is just heat this. So I'm just going to get rid of that excess powder.
But you can do each colour as you want, can't
Absolutely,
you?
yeah. I'm going to bring this back in because embossing powder is precious and we don't want to waste any of it at all. We're just going to wipe that onto there because we're going to do another technique in a bit with a different stamp. So we're going to pop those on there and then we're going to heat it. Now, I have a dual powered heat gun. It doesn't really matter for this because we're going to go full on. So the trick is to warm your heat gun first and then go in and melt the powder. And as it melts, it moves. So I'm going to get this nice and hot.
This was, as you said before, we both said this is what kicked it off for us.
Absolutely.
This alchemy, watching this go. Now, it never ever bores me. This
never fails to excite you, does it? Now look, so look at this. It's starting to melt now. Look, and you just chase it.
Oh, look at those
So
colours.
as it melts, you just chase it round.
Polished silver. We've got copper. We've got rose gold. All those polished gold. Oh, look at that. Shop. Is it vintage? Oh, absolutely. Oh, sorry, shop melt. Shop melt. $29.99. This
and
is
you're
really
just
important.
This
I
now.
love this. Shop melt.
So we're melting that powder now into that gesso.
Right. That's something that somebody might not have ever seen.
Nope.
Or they might think you're never going to be able to stick gesso and that together. Look at
so
that.
imagine
Yeah.
pasting through a stencil with your gesso.
Boom.
Putting your embossing powders over the top while it's still wet. Leaving it to dry, and then you can melt on top of it.
And you could keep doing layers,
right,
with it. So you could have sections of swathes of colour.
Absolutely.
But you've got that beautiful texture with the gesso because it's thick enough to stay big, right? Up. But you know, you can get a smooth finish with this if you want, and you've got samples. But look at that! Look at that! Oh, if you put a tiny bit of green on that, well, look at your verdigris.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And then just to grunge it up a little bit more, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of my gesso.
That's perfect.
And that will just dry on top. Because all embossing powder is very, very, very finely ground plastic.
Is it?
Yep. And it attaches to a sticky ink, and when you melt it, it goes back to its original state.
That makes total sense then. Right? Because it gives you that finish, doesn't it? So what we're going to do now...
So then we've got our cogs, all right? So we're now starting to build our journey here now. Right, I want to show you another thing with embossing powders. Now, I have done this a few times on TV. If you're at home and you're a little bit worried about doing this particular technique, do it inside one of those little metal trays and make part of it into a little spout. But I'm a little bit crazy. So health and safety wise, this is going to be molten plastic, so you need to be really, really careful. I would advise you to do it in a metal tin. Heat the metal tin from underneath, and the metal tin will keep the heat.
Yes.
So it keeps it fluid for longer. But
Like it cooks in the oven.
like it cooks in the oven. But I thought what we'd do is do it this way, because it's a little bit quicker than making.
It's important that you do it on the mat, isn't it?
Yes, you need a Teflon mat or a silicone mat, absolutely.
Because we don't do it on Mylar because of the heat. But
because it warps it.
this is a great, well, most of us have got one, but watch this now. I know.
Right, so I have borrowed a sticky ink. This is the Wow Embossing pad.
I love that.
I can absolutely recommend this. It's brilliant.
Totally with you.
It feels, when you get it, like it's dry. Doesn't it?
I don't
doesn't
like
feel
saying,
like a normal ink.
I don't like saying I love this, it's one at best, because I always think something else. But this,
But it is.
It is. It is. And the wow.
So I've got my stamp ready to go there with the sticky ink on, and I've done that because when we see what I'm going to do, you'll understand why. So I'm going to put this down. I'm just going to lay this down in layers like this. So we're going in with the rose gold first. Then we're going to go regular gold over the top.
Oh,
and we're not mixing it, we're just literally laying it one on top of the other. Okay, so we're going to put our gold down like this.
You could plan it if you wanted, couldn't you? You could
if
sort
you
of put
wanted
colours,
to,
but I
but
don't think that's interesting, do you?
I
I want to get it all
I'm going
in.
to move a little bit of that around, just like that. Then we're going to add a little bit of our copper.
Shop melt,
Okay.
$29.99
And then a
for
little bit
6.
of our silver on the top. Okay.
You get double.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which order you do it in.
No.
Right, now then I'm going to step back. So I'm going to get this nice and hot again, and I'm going to pull this mat out from underneath here, and I'm going to heat it from underneath my mat. And it's going to take a few seconds. It's starting to go already. If you put the heat gun on the top, you're going to blow that powder and it will get everywhere, all right?
You'll be finding it in your drawers for months.
You will, literally your drawers.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not your drawers that you open, the drawers that you wear.
You'll find it, it'll be grit in the bottom of your bath.
It will, yeah, there will.
Oh, look at colours.
It'll be pretty grit though.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So you're going to start melting this and you're going to work your way around. Just hold that corner for me, Lulu, please. Just hold that. That's it, thank you. Got it. Right, so once you've got it melted from underneath and it starts to become molten, and health and safety, absolutely, you know, you're grown-ups, you know exactly what you need to do. Make it safe. Don't let the kids do this because it's super, super, super hot. There used to be, well, there is a lady called Susie Weinberger. She used to do a melt pot. If you've got a melt pot, you can do it in this. But we use it, normally you would use ultra thick embossing enamel for this. But because of the amount that you're getting in those two pots, because you're getting 40 ml of each colour, you can absolutely go to town with this. Right, now I've got that there, I'm going to bring it back onto here, and I'm going to heat it from above. And I'm going to make sure it's properly fluid, and you'll see it move, look.
I'm really lucky to say Susie's one of my friends.
Yeah, is she? I love that.
And that was amazing. I've still got my pot. I want to get it out. I want to get it out now.
I've still got my melt pot.
I want to get it out.
So then you're going to take your stamp and you're going to push it into that molten plastic, which sounds a little bit scary, doesn't it? But because you've got that sticky ink on it, will release.
Right.
So you've got sticky ink against a plastic. You can do it with other inks. I wouldn't necessarily use StazOn. Probably your VersaFine Claire's will be good.
Yes.
But then you're just going to leave it for a few seconds just to start to cool down, okay? And you can do this underneath.
And it retains the shape then, doesn't it? Because
yeah.
if you take it straight off, it's still too hot.
And you'll know when it's ready because it will release, okay? So then you've got that.
Look at that. And there's nothing wrong with the stamp either.
Nope, the stamp's perfectly clean. Right, and then you're going to roll it on your desk and you're going to get one part of it and you're going to pick it up like that.
This is like peeling glue.
It is like peeling glue, right? I love it. So we're going to get all the edges up first, like this. And you can only do this with either a red or grey rubber stamp or a polymer stamp. Don't do it with an acrylic stamp because it will damage your stamp. It needs to have been exposed to the conditions that you normally have with that. And then you can just peel bits off. Or you can take your heat gun and just start to melt it back, look.
Oh, I've never seen that. I've I've never seen that.
So you can control the edges. So if you've got some areas that are too thick, of course you can remelt it if you want to.
Oh,
but you
my
can
word.
also just start to melt this back if you want to as
Wax
well.
melts.
Wax melts.
Oh, you've got some little stamps. The butterfly would make a great wax melt. Oh, my goodness me. I'm going to give a recap in a minute, but
Yes.
not till you've done this.
No,
I'm
go
not
on.
going
No,
anywhere.
I'm fine with that. So
Right.
just one more thing with embossing powder is using it with card. Now, we're going to use it in the traditional way this time, but because embossing powder is plastic, we want to just put a little bit of talcum powder down, and that acts as an anti-static.
Remember we used to use those bags and
Right,
stuff,
because
didn't we?
plastic will stick to anything. So you need to just have a little bit of talcum powder. It just needs to be a cheap one, doesn't need to be anything expensive.
That's really
Brush off
good.
any excess.
Right.
And then we're going to take our feather stamp, and this you'll all have done, but it just completes the story that I'm bringing you with this project that we're doing. And then while Lou goes and preps, I'm just going to go some recaps for you. I'm literally just going to cut this out, all right? So I'm not going to do anything else.
Can we watch you first?
I'm going to do this bit, and then I'll send you off to go and
This
tell
is
our
in
lovely
this-
family out there.
Hello, yes, again. Hello, good morning again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just to remind you, this is the code stamps, and that you get all those absolutely stunning mixed media stamps.
I'm
love
using
these.
a tattered lace plate for my acrylic block. Multi-use.
I always do that because we're carrying stuff around.
Yep,
we
lift
need to be
that
able.
off, and then I want one in silver. Do I want some silver? Yeah, we'll just do silver. It is what it is.
No, I love
And
this.
then you're going to pour this over, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of waste, but actually it all goes back in the pot.
That was the one thing that got to me. But when I saw her putting it back in, it was like, you're not using
So
that.
I'm going
I
to
don't-
tip
it doesn't
it
look
onto
like
here.
I've used any.
And then I can use that later, and I'll put that in a separate pot. And then for this one, now if you heat underneath, you get a smoother finish. If you heat from above, you get more of a texture. So I'm just going to go in and again chase that powder. So wait for it to start. As it starts to move, follow it.
Oh, wow.
And then you've got your feather.
And no bits all over. Oh, Mel, that's beautiful.
So all I'm going to do now, while Lou goes and does a recap for you, is literally cut that out, right? So you're not going to miss anything at all. I'm going to wait for you to come back.
I promise you, I won't let you miss anything.
No, you won't.
So can we go back to the first one, which is Botanical Bliss? Now, we're getting all these dyes. This is great. We're already getting a quarter of the stock, but it's code shop bliss, and this is $19.99. But remember, over 65 die cuts, because each one of these has got a layer. They've got little markings for you to all match them up. This one, washi tape. We've got zips. We've got, oh no, we haven't got zip in this one. I'm getting zipped up. We've got reflections that go with it. So you've got 6 that work together for $19.99. That's incredible price. So 65, crazy. Shop bliss at $19.99. And we've got, oh, it's gone. Sorry, it's gone. But we've seen the embossing powders. You've seen only a little bit of what we can do. But the thing is, just to remind you, it's Shop Melt, $29.99. You do get 20 mils in each, and the polished colours are absolutely beautiful. So you're getting double. So to me, £15 each layer, crazy. So we've got the vintage at the front, which is, we're getting the, let me get these right, we've got the mulberry, cacao, ashy rose, and we've got the purple lilac, super matte colours that go with everything, and you can use it with other paints as well. Can be used on fabric, but remember, it's not made to be doing that, so it's not like your everyday washing. So if you want to use that, I would suggest getting a gesso to get the best out of your paint. This gives it that bright colour. It gives that base for it. The 2 gessos at the front were the code shop gesso, and that is $11.99. And these are worth the weight in gold. The absolute consistency makes it so easy. You'll see Mel stamping and embossing with them through your paste. So I use this all the time, and it's the amount and the thickness that I just need. It doesn't go half, it doesn't finger, because I'm using it that much. I get every scraping out of it. Put it in a piping bag, put it in a bottle. You can write with it. You can do all sorts of things with it, but you also can emboss. So that's that. That's $11.99 shop gesso. We've got this last set of stamps. Only one. We've only got one left, so fastest finger first. And this is shop stamps. But can I remind you, you don't just get these wonderful, absolutely amazing mixed media stamps. I'm not going to go through them all. You get the USB with all those beautiful papers on and rice papers. I just want to turn this around just to show you, because sometimes it's a bit difficult to see. I would pay $21.99 for that and that alone. I would happily pay $21.99 just for those two. And you're getting $21.99 for 4. I mean, that one would never be off my desk. I'd never get that off my desk. And I think a lot of these would be on my desk permanently. The USB, heavenly hydrangeas, beautiful colours, absolutely beautiful. So this is shop stamps, $21.99, one left. And I'm going to hurry up because I want to get back to Mel. She's like the alchemy today. This paper, you've got to do it. Right, this is $6.99 for 2. Not 1, but 2. Because we both, you heard Mel, she went, these are different. And I went, oh, are they? I thought they were 1. Now, I can't stress enough how much I use this. I use it all the time. I'm going to get all my books out, but they're so scruffy. No, it looks like a dog's atom. So, but I cannot tell you how good these are. Stamp for stamping, arranging your stamp. You can put them on your stamp and folds. You can put them on there to arrange words. You can put them on the back of your mount foam, everything.
That's a really good shout. So you can put that inside your load and fold and you get the grid.
Yep,
Brilliant.
stick it to the outside.
Yeah.
And you can do anything, but you can put it in a plastic wallet and have it as a tracing. You can do it with your paints, don't forget. When Stephanie's doing a paint stroke, you can see how wide the brush is. You can see how far she goes. Cross stitch. I adore this. I do my gold work on it. I do everything. And you've seen me doing my pattern. And just to show you again, I am not blagging you. I'm serious because I have to use so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah? I have to see. This is for the computer, but it starts off on this in a good file. We've had these on the show, the files. And again, it gives me ideas of how to lay out my stamps. So, this is $6.99. And we said, was it paper? I lost my little note for this. It's
What's the code, Andrew?
Shop paper, code, shop paper. You get both 1,000 sheets of paper, behave, for $6.99. It's right. The pumpkins.
Yes, behind you.
Right, I've not seen these. I think these are amazing. So, Mel, could you help me with these?
Absolutely. So these are a paper mache
Ooh.
over a plastic base.
Really?
Yeah. So you can cut into them if you want to. So you get the large one and the small one, and this is the kind of thing that you can make. So these are fabric, but these are the 3 that were the small ones that were stacked on top of each other. And then I threw a load of watercolour spritzes and cut it out of watercolour card. And then this was for like the autumnal for trick or treat, but it could just be a decoration in your home. Yeah. Amanda did these, so this really big one here, painting it white and putting your rice papers over, just something a little bit different. And then this one I did all the grungy bit with the artsy stones and the metallics and all the rest of it. And then Amanda filled it up with all the with all the crepe paper.
That lights my fire.
I love stuff like that.
This lights my fire. And you get 2, do you?
And you get the large one and the small one together.
Oh, I didn't even know we were going to come to. I thought this is great. So, Andrew, could you give me the shop code for this so I could tell it right for everyone? It's shop pumpkin shop. $12.49 for the 2. Now, I can tell you that these do cost a lot on their own. I've seen these for like $11.99 on their own. So to get 2, and you can always make money boxes and everything. You can make this whatever you want. If you've got a certain theming ideas, this is perfect. I like these outside. I love this. Whoever's done these, you and Amanda, you have just really rocked it. I want to go home and do it. But we're going to Mel, and Mel's going to inspire us with this.
Right, so I did 2 of the other cogs yesterday. So this is just on grey board. And what was interesting was I put this grey board, which is a 750 micron, through the Pro Cut without the metal shim.
Really?
And because it's an open die, it worked. So we're going to work to the rule of 3s, so odd numbers. So when you've got odd numbers, so let me talk to you about symmetry first of all. When you've got something that's even numbers, that creates symmetry, all right? So when the human eye looks at it, it sees everything at once. It sees the whole thing. When you apply the rule of 3s, your eye naturally, whether you realise it or not, searches for the
Absolutely.
triangle. It's really clever. And if you can build this into your projects, especially your mixed media projects, so your scrapbooking, even your cards, you know, it just it looks more professional. It looks more coordinated.
It does.
So I've got all these cogs going on. And then I've got 3 pieces of this emboss that we've just done with the powder where you stamp into it. You're getting, I've done a gold, silver and a rose gold. I mean, those are just beautiful
We've
colours,
still got that one left, Andrew.
So we've got
one
those.
left.
And then I've got all my die cuts from Tinkering with Time. Now, I know it's sold out, but you bought it, so I'm going to carry on.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to have one zip. I'm going to make sure that the straight edge is at the straight edge of the canvas, and I'm just going to position them where I want them on there. So I'm going to move this one slightly further over. So again, you're creating that triangle, okay? I love this. I love teaching layout and line and design.
You know what else you could do if you don't mind,
No,
mate?
I don't mind.
Actually, you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
You could actually cut the canvas and have that peeping through.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Absolutely.
See what I mean? You could. I use it my way. You use it your way. But you have to watch people using it their way. I love this. Look at that.
Right, so I'm going to put that one that way, I think, like that. All right, so we've got our triangle there. So the next thing I'm going to do is start to lay out my die cuts.
Oh, look at
so
that.
I've cut these several times and I've started to build them up. So this is going to go up, up and away. So I'm having it moving. It's moving from one to the other. Then I'm going to have my Tinkering with Time down here. Then I've got some butterflies that I'm going to glue together, and we're going to use those. And then I've got all these little filler bits to glue in. So let's do this bit first. Let's get these down first.
So do you do, as a layout and build it, do you do your main focal points first? You do your background,
Do my
and
background
then
and
build
work
up, and then
forward.
fill in.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you would with a flower arrangement, where you do your main items first, your flowers first, and then you fill in with all your dried florals or your fillers. It's just exactly the same. So we'll have the Tinkering with Time down there. I'm going to take one of the butterflies, and what I've done with this is use the outside edge to cut the artwork.
Oh, look, that's
And then I've used the inside die to create the texture, which I thought was really nice. And there's only, now get all these little landlocked bits out, because this is where all your detail is in this. So get all these little landlocked bits of card out, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right down that key that's the middle of that butterfly's body, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of shape, okay? So I've got one there. I've got one that is literally just the body, and then I've got another one that has that key in there. So even though it's different, they're all butterflies, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the commonality's there.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to just position these where I think I want them to be. So I'm going to have this one on top of one of the cogs so it breaks up that metallic. I'm going to have another one of them. I'm going to have this one coming up here, so it's just landing like that. So I'm going to lift these wings up, and I would decoupage this if we had more time, but I know we're running out of time. So I'm going to position that one just there, and then I'm going to bring in the third one, which was here.
If you are a little bit scared of this, what you can do, which is a really good thing, is you can actually position it without sticking. Take a picture of it on your phone, and then you can see it from a different angle. I think it went
now
in
I'm
the
going to
bin.
add, if you can search for it for me, love, please. Honestly, me and these earplugs are going to have a nightmare of a relationship. So now I've got my florals. So now I'm taking something that's been quite dark and quite grungy, and I'm making it feminine. And I'm going to pop this one just over here. So again, we're creating that triangle. All right, so we're building in that rule of 3. And when you start to use it, you'll look back and you'll go, yeah, okay, that does make a difference. It's really cool. And it's just a basic design tool. But unless you taught it, you don't know, right?
No, you don't.
So then I'm going to bring in my embossing bits, and I'm just going to tuck these underneath. I'm actually going to just tear that plastic there. I'm just going to break that edge there and just have it so it comes underneath the zip, and it just sits in place like that. Now, because this is plastic, glue gel. All right, so you need a glue that will work with different layers. I'm actually going to pop that one there, I think. Let's just lay it out and see where we go. So that one, you can see I just did part of it. You don't have to do the whole thing. So again, I'm going to tuck that underneath that hot air balloon. And then I'm going to put the third one there. So still, I've got that triangle. I'm still going with that rule of 3s, and you're just building up your layers now. So tuck it behind, then it doesn't look like it's just floating. We can bring that one down a little bit, and then we've got the feathers. So we're going to pop the feathers in here. So I'm going to have one there, just coming off to the side. I'm going to have another one that I'm going to put a little bit of shape into, and that one's going to come down here. I'm going to tuck the end of that underneath there, and I'm rushing now because I know we're going to run out of time. And then the third one I'm going to have just coming down here, and that would be your mixed media canvas. You could then go in and add a font in, so you could have it up and away, all that different things, but just starting with a blank white canvas, a set of dies, some gesso, and some stamps, and you can create something like that for your home.
You know, you could just go on and on and on, but you could do it your way, and you could use whatever you want where. But these are the tools and inspiration that we've got on the show today.
Don't miss out on these embossing powders. They're from Wow. They're the top of the tree when it comes to embossing powders, and the investment means I don't want you to buy a product that does one thing.
No. Nope.
So we've stamped with it, we've put it onto gesso and heated it, we've stamped into it when it's molten, all those different techniques, and they're lovely colours. To get a rose gold is quite unusual.
It is. And you can rewind this and have a look, but you've only got till 8 o'clock tonight, and after that, those prices, you know, so remember, when you check out, become a member, get all the benefits, and then you'll be able to sort of see what else you get, goodies. But Mel, I can't tell you how inspirational that's been. That's brought back memories, that's brought back little things, but that's brought back what I think is my mojo. And I'm not just saying it really has. So goodbye from me. Thank you so much.
Me.
She's inspirational, isn't she? Goodbye from Amber, and we'll say goodbye from Andrew. Thank you for your time. Love being with you. Bye. Bye.